remember when I told you about this YouTube channel, I think it was in the previous video, that it's called Russia Media Monitor, and it has this kind of watermark always present on the screen, saying Russian disinfo. And what this does is this channel plays clips from a talk show in the Russian national TV, Россия 1, channel 1 from Russia, where you have preeminent people speaking, people like for example, the director of RT, and they were again, because you remember I told that I thought this was really on purpose, like to outline and denounce the Russian disinfo. But I start really to believe, I started that last video, and this one now made me almost be sure of that it's not the disinfo. It's like they put that there, Russian disinfo, in a way to disguise themselves, because YouTube goes after anything that is positive about Russia. So if you claim that you have a Russian channel which denounces Russian disinformation, YouTube might let you get away with it. And I think that's the rule. That's the purpose of it. Because the subject now, again, was they were making fun rightfully of something that I'm about to tell you. Well, you remember that I was kind of astonished, and at the same time at this hour I really like the vocabulary and okay, remember when I told you about this news on Portuguese outlets? Normally if it's on Portuguese outlets, it's usually a copy of some foreign Western outlet. This kind of subject, of course, international. And there were the headline of this title, the title of this news, was that Putin endorses Kamala Harris, right? And in fact, Putin did say that, but it said it in a way that is undeniably a joke and irony, and it was laughter. All the audience was laughing about it, because he said it like this: of course, because of course we endorse Kamala Harris. That's what Joe Biden told us, so that's what we do. It was something along these lines. So obviously joking. And now on the case of two Russians suspected of influencing people on the Russian narrative, they played this clip of Donald Trump actually talking about this in one of his speeches. It's like so if you look at the clip about Donald Trump talking about the supposed endorsement of Vladimir Putin to Kamala Harris, he talks about it like it's a fact, like it's true. It's the level of delusion, of madness, of especially, but the European media it's not too different. It used to be, but it's getting worse and worse now. But the level of delusion of these people, that in front of thousands of people in rallies, they give this as information, as facts, and all it is that someone made a joke, and they immediately take it and, oh, you see, he endorses Kamala Harris. How dumb. how brainless, how stupid. I mean, it's I like the words to describe it, but it's astonishing. It's it's amazing how this is possible, right? And of course, the title of this video was Margarita Simonian, the director of RT, admits that she takes orders from the Kremlin. And at first glance, if you are completely indoctrinated by Western media propaganda, you see this as a bad thing, right? Oh, I told you they were doing bad things. Whatever that is in their standards, right? And then in this clip of this talk show I just mentioned in Channel 1 from Russia, she makes fun about it. She makes fun of it. She completely ridicules it, rightfully so, because and she at the end she does a lot of jokes. Of course, they point out the delusion, the red scare, this kind of very old-fashioned mentality, very Cold War mentality that is being again imprinted in the population in the West. And at the end, she says, I'm a director of a Russian state media. Russian-owned state media. Who do you think I would be getting my orders from? The CIA? It's I mean, yeah, it's really, again, speechless. So it's like this. The Russians make a joke. Vladimir Putin makes a joke. And then a whole narrative in the West develops as being some factual thing. You still think in Russia there's less freedom than here, or no freedom at all? I mean, you should think again. And I shouldn't address you as you, because if you are one of the few persons that watches this channel, I'm sure you have you don't have those thoughts, or maybe you do, and you like to watch it anyway. But yeah, the state of the disinformation, but it's all of this is kind of ridicule, but it works. It works in a big chunk of the population, and that's the worrying part. It's a worrying part that we have not learned anything, and with all the information available, for example, to our youth, which is important to renew, to be taught history, to be taught critical thinking, and this is proof that nothing like that is being done. Same mistakes from previous crises, pre-war crisis, are being made. It's the same. I mean, the right wing populist rise. It's not a random event. It's the same script of the 1930s. Neoliberal capitalism needs wars. That's the way they manage the crisis that they create. They create scapegoats. They create these populist forces to channel the discontent from the population. They create fake enemies. They create divisiveness between the population. This is the way I see it. And it's a trend. Anyway, this is a short one. I hope I see you on the next one.